I have a general sports question I was going to ask the room, and it relates to the NFL, football, baseball, basketball, hockey.
Yes.
If you had your opportunity, you could only win one. Would it be a championship in a team major American sport, so a Stanley Cup, or a gold medal? If you could only have one. Because I've been watching this. For some reason, I'm more interested in the female volleyball, but the men are playing here. But if you could go to Paris and you come home as the gold medalist in beach volleyball, and you're the gold medalist for the rest of your life, or you are on the Red Sox winning the World Series.
Or you win a World Series or a Super Bowl.
I'd rather win a World Series, Super Bowl, Stanley Cup.
Really?
Champion, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you're winning for your country,
But I just think maybe Boston specific.
Right.
The pride that you must feel when it's Boston behind you. I don't know. Because we've had Olympians that are from here come home gold medalists, and I think that fades. It's really cool when they first get back, and they're going to be an Olympian forever. But if you win a Stanley Cup, if you win a Super Bowl, those parades and everything that go into it.
I mean, what do you think Scotty Scheffler would say if you asked him this morning? I think
the Masters means more to him.
Yeah.
He didn't bawl his eyes out at the Masters. He bawled his eyes out when hearing the national anthem. After
but he also walked away from the Masters with $3 million, and he's walking away from the gold medal with $39,000.
Yeah, but that's a different. He already. I mean, that Curtis is asking a different question.
I understand, but I still think I agree with Courtney. I think a major team championship is way, way more valuable to me personally than a gold medal would be. I mean, for the love of God, they give gold medals to people who play table tennis. There's so many sports in the Olympics that are useless to me that it's not even as important anymore. You diluted the product.
Just to be clear, someone who spends hours every week watching anime is describing table tennis in the Olympics as useless.
Yes, Greg. They don't give gold medals for watching anime. I'm not spending my life preparing for a moment in table tennis.
Well, right. I mean, I would say let's maybe keep it to a sport you're interested in. Would you want to win a gold medal for the U.S. hockey team or a Stanley Cup? Or you had a good question with Scheffler. Yeah. I mean, for me, I was surprised when I was talking to some friends about this weekend. I feel like it's vastly in the side of Courtney and Shime where they want to win a team medal. But the example I would give is Mike Eruzione. And obviously that specific time in history, what that meant, in the United States, beating Russia during the Cold War, all of that. But Mike Eruzione is far more famous for winning a gold medal than he ever would have been if he won a Stanley Cup. If you compare him to anybody on the Bruins from 2011, Mike Eruzione is what are we looking at? 45 years later?
Yeah.
He's still top of mind. He's still at every celebrity golf tournament.
Yeah.
He's, Winthrop's own. I mean, for me, I would definitely, if it was Boston, I would win a championship in Boston any day of the week over a gold medal. So you would
prefer whether it's Stanley Cup, World Series, whatever, you'd prefer that over a gold medal.
I just think the team component and what it means to, work your whole life and then win something together as opposed to winning a gold medal every 4 years.
Yeah.
I just look at it from the fandom point of view too, right? I am a rabid fan when it comes to these teams winning a title. I was thrilled to the bone that the Celtics won the NBA Finals, whereas gold medals are fun and the Olympics are fun to watch, but I'm not on the edge of my seat constantly oh, come on, you got to win this type of deal. It's just not the same.
You're not impressed with what Simone Biles is doing?
No, I think that's great and good for her. And it takes a lot of athleticism, and that is a remarkable accomplishment. But it's not. Again, I'm not on the edge of my seat, rooting as hard as I possibly can for it.
But it is much harder to do what Simone Biles did.
I mean, that's a different question, though.
Right.
I'm just saying, would I rather be an Olympic gymnast or would I rather be, on the Celtics? I'm taking the Celtics every single day. But that doesn't take away from what Simone Biles is doing is absolutely incredible.
Right.
This is Tim from Longmeadow. What's up, Tim?
Well, you guys brought it up. Miracle on Ice. I mean, I'll never forget where I was that night. I mean, I was in college. We were running around the track raising funds for a spring trip. And my buddy Tom Bork walked in and said, Well, the game is over. The Americans and Russians.
How about no spoiler alert?
No, he didn't do a spoiler. He did. He said 4-3, and we're like, oh, and then he said we won, and like everybody jumped a mile.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is, I mean, back then it was the amateurs against the Soviet Empire, really. So I agree. Now it's so professional. It's not the same, but I mean, I'd take the Olympic medal over anything. Then was it Sean's point about the country versus Boston? I agree with Courtney too about Boston's so cool, but definitely the Olympic gold medal for me all day long.
Yeah, I mean, that 1980 Miracle on Ice team was all amateurs. They were going up against the Russians, who were, had paid their players forever, and so they were professional athletes. And there was like a whole, U.S. versus Russia thing, which I guess is really doesn't seem like it's a big factor now when people are watching the Olympics.
Well, also, I think you just look at how much the U.S. dominates. Like it's just expected. I mean, they have almost double the medals as the second place team. It's just kind of, I don't know.
But I would say that's
exciting.
It's kind of sad, and I'm agreeing with Courtney and Scheim, so I'm putting myself in this, is that I think we're the only country on earth that would pick that. Like no other, like if you're in Canada and you win a gold medal, you would do that in a second over any title, even a Stanley Cup.
I also think going back to Miracle on Ice to now, it's a different time period. I think people care more about the team championships here in the U.S. than they did back in, the 80s.
And Curtis, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because I bet a lot of countries would rather win a World Cup than win an Olympic gold. Like the vast majority.
But that's also a world. That's the same. I mean, that's winning for your country. We're talking about individual championships in a major team sport, not winning the Euro Cup in soccer. Because I think it's the same thing. Like if you win a gold medal in the World Cup, it's the same. You're doing it for Argentina or Brazil or whatever else.
Yeah. All right, great question, Curtis.
Thank you.